Good morning, 5th grade. We're ready for math lesson 140 today. And we're going to start off with going over our concept cards again, but I'm going to go through them really quickly this morning, so you have to give the answer really quickly, and then I will give you the answer. So let's go ahead and get started with that. What is this? Rectangle, square, rhombus, trapezoid, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, equilateral triangle, parallelogram, polygon, congruent triangles, similar triangles, simple closed figure, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, intersecting lines, whoops, wrong way, an angle, ray, line, wrong way again, line, segment, point, perimeter of a rectangle. Formula is P equals 2 times L, in parentheses, plus parentheses 2 times W. Octagon, vertex, diagonal, congruent angles, right angle, acute angle, obtuse angle, straight angle. Wow, these are not very correctly in here. Right triangle and isosceles triangle. Very good. First of all, Carissa, I thought of you this morning and I just had to mention it. You should be here because this is a huge dry erase board and dry erase markers, and so I just thought of you when I was thinking about dry erase and how it's kind of fun to write on that. So anyway, I just thought I had to mention that. Alright, let's get into our lesson. We're going to start with oral story problems. Remember how hard these are, so put on your thinking caps. Okay, I'm kidding. They're usually really easy. First one. Emma weighs 72 pounds. Her dog weighs 12 pounds. Emma's weight is how many times her dog's? That would be 6 times as much. Next one. Mount Zion Church has 100 members. 25% of the members are children. How many members are children? 25. Okay, so let's go over the formula for a rectangle from yesterday's lesson. What is the formula for a rectangle? This is a rectangle. How could we find the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle? Remember, it's the distance around the outside. Now, since these two opposite sides are the same length, these two opposite sides are the same length, our formula is this. P equals parentheses 2 times L length plus in parentheses 2 times W, which is our width. Let's go ahead and do a quick review of this. So if our rectangle has a length of 19 centimeters and a width of 13 centimeters, let's go ahead and calculate our perimeter. So we have P equals 2 times 19, since that's our length, plus 2 times 13, since that's our width. Remember, we work inside the parentheses first, and then we can add, or whatever we're doing, next. So we have 19 times 2. 9 times 2 is 18. 2 times 1 plus 1 is 3. So we have, grab my eraser here, 38. First of all, we have P equals 38 plus 2 times 13. What's 2 times 13? That is 26. So now we have P equals 38 plus 26. 8 plus 6 is 14. 1 plus 3 plus 2 is 6. So we have 64. we are left with P equals 64. And remember, you must label it. What unit are you working with? Here we are working with centimeters, so we have 64 centimeters is our answer. So formula for the perimeter of a rectangle, just the whole way around the outside, P equals, in parentheses, 2 times L plus, in parentheses, 2 times W. Very good. So today we are working with finding the perimeter of a square. Now, because a square, let me just draw one here real quick. Because it has 4 congruent sides, we can multiply the length of one side by 4. And that will tell you the perimeter around the outside. Now, formulas are easy to remember if you think about how they relate to the shape itself. So when we think about a perimeter, finding perimeter of a rectangle, we know why that is the formula, because these sides are the same, these sides are the same. Now think about for a square. We go 4 times the length of one side, because there's 4 sides and they're all the same, right? Fairly simple. So our formula for the perimeter of a square is P equals 4, because there's 4 sides, times side, which is just the length of one side. Let's go ahead and find the perimeter of this square. Let's say that each side would be 7.1 feet. Okay, not that square, but a bigger one, obviously. So one side is 7.1 feet, so we have P equals 4 times 7.1. Let me just get rid of this here. Now we need to multiply. That's the only thing we have to do here. So we have 7.1 times 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 7 times 4 is 28. Our decimal point goes right here because we have 1 decimal place. So that is our answer. P equals 28.4. And what is our unit? Remember, we must label what we're working with so that we know if it's inches, feet. It's going to make a difference, obviously. So this one was feet. We have 28.4 feet is the perimeter of this square. Formula for rectangle, P equals parentheses 2 times L plus parentheses 2 times W. Perimeter of a square, P equals 4 times S. Let's quickly go over a measurement equation yet. I have 3/4 pounds equals how many ounces? How are we going to figure out how many ounces that is? Now remember, to find a fraction of something, we just multiply it by the fraction. So in this case, how many ounces are in, let's just write our steps here. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Will we multiply or divide? Remember, that's our first step. Our first step is either multiply or divide. So we have larger to smaller, which means we're going to multiply. Our special number is how many ounces are in a pound. So what would that be? That would be 16. And so we have multiply, and our special number is 16. So to find our answer here, we're going to go 3/4 times 16 over 1. And remember, if you can, cancel first. So we can cancel the 4, the 16, and the 4 using a 4. 4 goes into 4 one time. 4 goes into 16 4 times. We have 3 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12 over 1. And we can make this a whole number. So we have 3/4 pounds equals 12 ounces. Work your lesson carefully today. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in language class.